Hey everyone, my name is Monique and I've been living in my 2018 Buick Encore since September 1st, 2019. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite items for living in a car. My favorite items that make living in a car long-term much more comfortable and doable. To be honest, you really don't need much to start living in your car. All you really need is a blanket and a determined, disciplined mindset that will help you tough it out for as long as you need to tough it out. I've seen so many people on YouTube living in their car with way less than what I have. They have a blanket and they have all of their clothes and that's about it. And they're like, yep, I live in my car now. So you don't need much. You can start with nothing. But if you're like me, then you probably want to have a few of the luxuries that you had when you lived in an apartment or a house, and you want to be a little bit more comfortable while you're living in your car. After 3 years of living in my car, I've narrowed down my list to 20 something items that I love to have that make living in a small vehicle very comfortable, and I'm able to happily live in this car long term. So I'm just going to take you with me throughout my day and show you how I use each of these items almost every single day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's get to it. Oh, and I also wanted to give a little shout out to a beautiful girl I met the other day. Her name is Destiny, and she said that she's a subscriber to this channel. We met randomly. She recognized me in my vehicle, and I'm really happy that she decided to stop and talk to me. And she also lives in her car, which I thought was really cool. It's really amazing how many people live this lifestyle. Like, because you would never know, like I would have never known if she hadn't told me. She just looked like she was driving somewhere, you know? But she said that she's living in her car and she's doing the same thing as me. And I thought that was really cool. So it was a pleasure meeting you, Destiny, and I'm sure I'll see you around again. Okay, let's get to the video. One of the first things I do in the morning is make my bed. And a comfortable blanket and mattress have definitely made car dwelling much more doable. I've had the same mattress for 3 years and I've never had any problems with it. And I definitely feel like it'll last at least another 3 years. Dust and dirt can accumulate quickly when living in your car, so lately I've been putting a black fitted sheet over my bed during the day to help keep my bed clean. After making my bed, I do a quick vacuum. I typically vacuum at the end of the day before bed, but sometimes I'll do it in the morning as well if I see a few crumbs or something on the blanket. The weather is starting to get cooler, but it's still pretty hot here, so I always have my fan somewhere near me. To let in a little sunlight, I'll remove some of my window covers. I'm doing car life in the city and I sleep overnight in a lot of parking lots and other public areas, so window covers are a must for me. My rain guards allow me to keep the windows cracked while I sleep to help with airflow. But I love them because from the outside it looks like my windows are still rolled all the way up, which makes me feel a little bit safer. I feel like if I'm sleeping in a parking lot and someone can see that my windows are cracked, you know, it's just not as safe as my windows looking like they're rolled all the way up. If it's cloudy outside and there's not much natural light, I will turn on my LED lights. I really think it's important to purchase some type of lights for your car so that you don't always have to use your car lights, because that could drain your battery. And it doesn't hurt that the lights can change different colors, which I like. It just gives a nice vibe at the end of the day when you're relaxing. If you're like me, then you typically have to go pee not long after waking up. And it would be super frustrating for me to have to get dressed and go to a public restroom every morning just to go pee. So this pee funnel for women has been really useful during car life. It's easy to use, easy to clean, and easy to store. Just make sure you keep an empty bottle on hand and you're good to go. I always keep trash bags on hand because trash seems to accumulate more quickly when living in a small space for some reason. After waking up, I'll check my phone to make sure it charged overnight. If you're going to live in your car long term, it's very helpful to have a source of power. Some of you will be fine with just the regular USB port that comes in most cars these days. But whether you use that or you purchase a Yeti Go Zero or a Jackery, or do what I did and install a battery and inverter, it's just really convenient to be able to charge your electronic devices in your car, rather than having to go to Starbucks or somewhere and buy a coffee just to use their outlets. Having a refillable jug for water is also really convenient, and it saves you money so that you aren't spending a ton of money constantly buying bottles or jugs of water. I spend a little over $2 a week to fill my 5-gallon water jug. After filling up my thermos, I get my bathroom bag and prepare for my little bird bath in my car. My other bathroom bag recently broke, so I'm using this one for now, but I recommend getting a perforated bag so that your wet towel and other things can get some airflow and avoid mold. I use a collapsible bucket for my bird bath, which is really helpful because sometimes I just don't feel like driving to the gym to use their shower. After that, I will get some clean clothes that I keep in my plastic bin. These bins are really helpful for car life. I like that they're clear so that I can quickly see what's inside of them, and I like that I can move them around and stack them in different ways. I currently have 4 plastic bins, one for the kitchen appliances, one for clothes, one for food, and one for miscellaneous things like my extra collapsible food container and my collapsible tea kettle. I really love having a collapsible food container so that I can fit it in my fridge, and just anything collapsible. Like, try to buy whatever you can collapsible when you're living in your car. It's so convenient. And I love the collapsible tea kettle because sometimes I need hot water, but I don't feel like taking out my camp stove and getting a pan. And then if I ran out of butane, I gotta find the butane and go through all of that just to boil water. I like that I can just plug in my tea kettle and pour in some water, and within 3 minutes I'll have boiling water. At some point I'll finally get hungry and we'll make something to eat. I usually use my camp stove and a pan to make something quick in the morning, like heating up my tempeh bacon or a chickpea scramble or something. I also have a 3-quart Instant Pot, which I love because it cooks food really quickly, and it also helps me save money from having to constantly buy butane for my camp stove. Buying butane or propane for a stove can really become pricey over time, so I love having the option to plug in my Instant Pot whenever I'm making my weekly dinners. In the late afternoon, typically a little bit after I've had lunch, I will put my dinner in the Hot Logic to heat up so that it will be ready to eat in a few hours. Having a fridge has also made car life much more doable long term for me. A cooler works just fine for many car lifers, but having some way to store perishables was a must in order for me to live in a car. I've said it several times on this channel and I will keep saying it, but cooking weekly meals and being able to store them in a fridge saves me so much money, especially if I'm disciplined and I don't buy little cravings like a chocolate bar or potato chips throughout the week, which definitely is something that I still do and I never regret it when I do it. But in order to save money, I'm trying to do it a little bit less. Being able to store produce and leftovers, it just really helps your wallet, and it also helps you eat a little bit healthier since you're able to purchase a little bit more fresh produce and you can store them. You don't have to worry about them going bad. Lastly, here are a few safety items that I feel are important to have whether you live in your car or not. Every home should have a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit, so I have those. I have Fix-A-Flat in case I get a nail or something in my tire and I'm able to just patch it up really quickly, and I also have a tire inflator that has really come in handy quite often whenever my tires are getting low. Another thing that I forgot to put in the video, but I just wanted to mention, is having a few tools. I have like a few screwdrivers and I don't know. I don't really know the names of the tools, but I have a toolkit that I just purchased it really cheap at Walmart or something, and I think that could come in handy. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of you found it helpful. If you felt like I should have added something to the list, then let me know in the comments. What are some of your favorite items to have when living in a car or a van or whatever type of vehicle you live in? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.